hope you're going to have a wonderful day today. Um, we've been talking about God's presence and hard work, and I always go to Proverbs to see the wisdom around anything I do. Well, I try and go to Proverbs every time I see the wisdom. Then when I don't go, then I realize why I normally go. So then it encourages me to go. So this is a little bit of a light in an otherwise possible darkness, you know. Proverbs 14 verse 23 says, all handwork brings profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. And I'm like, oh my word, this is what we do. We have this big dream, and we talk about this big dream, and we talk about this big dream. And people keep telling you, trust in God, and then you talk about this big dream some more. And then sometimes you don't know where to start, so you keep talking about it and trusting in God, but you still don't do anything. And then one day I sat down and I said, I have this vision, Lord. I know it comes from you, but now I'm trusting in you. And then I heard that again, it's a story that always, you know, there's this big flood. It's like an urban legend kind of story. There's this big flood, and it's so bad that the water is as high as the roof, and the people are sitting on the roof, and there's this one guy on the roof, and he knows that he must trust God, so he waits, and a boat comes by, and they say, get in the boat. He says, no, you go and help others. I'm trusting God. Another boat comes by. It's a little bit full, but there is space for one more, and he goes, no, somebody else might use it. I'm trusting God. The third boat comes by, and he does it again. He says, no, I'm trusting God. And then he goes, but Lord, what's happening? And God says, oh, like I sent you 3 boats. And so sometimes he sent you the boats. He's put something in your hand. He's put it there. It's there for you for the taking. It's there for you to use and to then flourish. And I've had to look at what I had, especially now with businesses closing, and there's a lot of uh, people around here that do the same as what I do. And I've had to make a decision. Do I carry on there, or do I change my business? Do the same thing. I'm an aromatherapist. I work with essential oils and things. So do the same thing, but in a different way. And fortunately for me, as many of you know, I had this encouragement through a forum that I was on that looked after us while we are a group of creatives, wayward thinkers. And it's exactly what they said. But what can you do now to earn 10 Rand, whatever it was at that stage? And I had this and this and this. I had a few things. And what can you do? Can you have it couriered? Can you? And it was amazing, because that very hard lockdown where we could do really nothing much but send food, I could figure out what I can do. Because I'm in a very fortunate position. I live in a beautiful house. I've got a husband but he's financially we are well off. We are wealthy compared to many people, but the finances take strain, and especially when we want to help people, because in our area there was a lot of hunger and a lot of problems with people that didn't have food, and so now you want to help, and then your household takes strain. And God has blessed us through this whole thing, and we were able to help, and we were able to live well, and our children can study and go to school, and we are just so blessed. But I know this is something that God has called me to do, this business that I want to do. And I looked around what I had, and I've started developing. And God gave me a wonderful partner that does all the dressing up of all the things I record. He also comes and he records my workshops for me. And so I stand quite amazed by this that God has put in my hand. And now I stand at a place where I now need people to recognize it. And again, I'm at that place where people are saying, trust God, trust God. And for the first time ever, I've said, I'm trusting you, Lord, to show me what I have in my hand to get people drawn in. And He's actually, I think, done it. I'm finding that when I look for what a person needs and give it to them at the best, in the best possible way, for the best possible price, I am helping them and they then help me. What I love about what's happened in the last few months is how small businesses and communities have supported each other. I think that's what God intended. Not for COVID, but for life. So look at the people in your community. See who's trying to and who's trusting God. And you trust God to show you. There's people out there wanting to help you, and it will help them too. I look for the people in my community, but only when God said so. No, I always have. Can you do that? Can you look around and see the smaller businesses and see if you can be there, a patron of theirs? It really helps. Think about it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll speak again tomorrow.